One of the things we do every week on the consumer team, or at least we try to do, is help you avoid pain in your life, whether that pain be financial or emotional pain or even physical pain. And one of the ways that many people inflict pain on the people they love without meaning to is to die without a will. When we die without a will, our families are left to clean up the mess. And for many families, it is wheels off when you die without a will. Joining us tonight is Justin Crane from the Crane and Woolley Law Firm here in DFW, estate planning attorneys. This is all they do every day at Crane and Woolley, and that is help people get wills and estate plans put together. Justin, welcome, my friend. The legal term for dying without a will, I believe, is intestate. Is that right? Tell us about intestate and how it can hurt a family. Welcome.
Yeah, I hope you only learn about it from a conversation and don't learn about it because you have to deal with someone dying without leaving any instructions. If you don't leave the proper legal instructions and then you die, it's going to be a much more difficult process than people expect. I find a lot of people are surprised about the type of work I do anyway. They're even more surprised when we have to start off by proving that you are the surviving spouse or you are the surviving daughter or you are the brother or the sister. And it's just a much longer and more expensive process if you haven't legally told us what it is that you want to happen after you've passed away.
So it's not only a hassle, but we're talking exponentially more money because I've got to hire somebody like you to prove who I am or who this person was.
Right. Yeah. And, it's going to involve additional attorneys than the process has to take. The court's even going to have an additional attorney go and make sure we didn't miss any potential errors, right? We don't want someone to say, oh, I only had one brother, but actually there were four. And so even if you feel very confident that you know what mom would have wanted, if that hasn't been left in legal documents, it's going to be a process of proving a lot of things that maybe to a lot of people seem unnecessary, but that we have to go through because we just don't know what you intended to happen. You can solve all that, fix it, tell us what you want. Make sure it's written down in the right way by an attorney who can help do it correctly, and you can really simplify both the expense and the time it takes after death.
I love what you're doing with Consumer Team listeners. Couple things. First of all, you are offering a complimentary initial consultation for our listeners. All they have to do is give the law firm at Crane and Woolley a call, and we'll give the number in a moment. And you'll talk to them about the process and make sure they understand what it is and how much it'll cost before any charges occur. The other thing you're offering, I think this is just incredible, you're offering our listeners 25% off proactive estate planning services. So Could I just say thank you?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is so nice of you.
Stop procrastinating.
Yeah.
We're trying to help. Right?
So there's an incentive beyond the complimentary consultation, 25% off your estate plan if you're proactive about it. Proactive means that you do it before you die.
That's right.
Is that accurate? I'm not making light of this, but I'm just, what does proactive mean?
Yeah, you got it.
Do it now, right?
I really did think for years when I started practicing this area that it was my job to explain to people, hey, estate planning is important. And I'm at the point that I'm convinced everybody already knew that, but they were waiting till next year or 10 years or 5 years from now because nothing's ever happening to me right now. And so the hardest thing that we have to help people overcome is waiting until tomorrow, which is always the next day, to actually get these things in place because you really don't know. And so you're right, proactive means getting started on planning today while you're able. If you wait until it's too late and your family is cleaning up the pieces, that's a whole other story. And it'd be a much better world if we'd all plan in advance, right?
Last question, and I don't even know if there's a way to quantify this, Justin, but the cost of not having a will, is there any way to put a dollar figure on that? I mean, if I don't have a will and all this legal stuff that you talk about in testate, right? You know, where the lawyers have to get together, and even let's just say I've got a house and a couple cars. You know, your average estate out there in DFW. How much more is that going to cost than just having this plan for in the first place?
You know, I guess it's the attorney in me that doesn't want to give an exact dollar amount because it would be a guess. And
it could be as high as, maybe I could ask you that. I mean, what have you seen happen through your years?
It certainly goes into the thousands of dollars. I mean, if you happen to have so few assets that you are under $75,000, which would be legally a small estate, if there's a lot of factors that fit the law, we may be able to do this quicker and a little bit cheaper, but it's still more expensive than if you had not, or than if you had planned in advance.
Could it be twice or even 3 times the
easily.
amount? Okay,
I
of
would
getting a
definitely agree
will?
with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I mean, our goal is to make it as easy as possible, but if you do not plan in advance, 2-3 times the length of time and the expense would be very reasonable, and you should expect that.
And some people are going to really benefit from a trust. We should mention that. We're almost out of time, but you all are really good at figuring out who needs a trust, who doesn't need a trust, and when you need a trust, you need a trust, and that can make this legal cost process really shrink down, right? When you've got a trust and it's put together, right?
Yeah, I think if I were to really try to simplify things for people, it's our job, it's my job as an attorney to help make sure we do the best thing for you as an individual. And we'll figure that out. It's different person to person. But you can plan now, which may take you a little more time and a little more money, or you can leave it for later. And if you do that, it'll be more time or money after your death. And I think that we spend a lot of time with clients helping them have the best result, that when you combine before you die and after you die, it's the least amount of time and the least money total. And that's the ultimate goal. Everybody wants things to be a good intentional legacy and ultimately be as easy as possible for their loved ones.
Justin Crane with the Crane and Woolley estate planning law firm. 50% of people don't have a will. So if it's not you, it's the person next to you doesn't have a will. And this leaves our families in terrible situations. It can ruin lives. It can pit family members against other family members. It's bad. Crane and Woolley, though, is here to help you. The help starts with a free initial consultation that you can set up right now when you call 972-560-6288. Again, 972-560-6288. Free consultation. But during the month of July, there's even more for you, and that is when you mention Consumer Team, you'll get a 25% discount on proactive planning services, 25% off. So this is a great time to get this aspect of your life buttoned up and sleep well at night, because you know that when you pass, and all of us are going to die. Let's just admit this right now. We're all going to die, but you will be remembered much more fondly when you leave and you're prepared and you leave things in good shape for your family members that remain. It really is important. And I urge you to call Crane and Woolley, get the free initial consultation, and take advantage of this 25% discount during the month of July. Here's the phone number, 972-560-6288, 972-560-6288. That's 972-560-6288. The website is cranewooley.law. Again, that's cranewooley.law. Coming up on the Consumer Team, what to do if you get sick away from home. Ernie Sprance has the report on saving money and avoiding those monster medical bills if you get sick on the road. After that, Eric Thomason from Blue Nail Roofing joins us to talk about deadlines in insurance policies and why, if you have any damage from a storm,